Hey, welcome to my page called The Thrift Guy. My name is Eric Lewis, and yes, in fact, I am the Thrift Guy. I want to tell you about my Whatnot show that I literally just finished about 10 minutes ago. I want to kind of tell you what I sold, how much money what my sales were, how much I think I'm going to profit per se, and even kind of put a dollar per hour, like an hourly rate on it. So I'm going to give you those kind of details because I'm rather new to Whatnot. A little backstory real quick before we get into today's show. I started in September of 2025 after about 7 or 8 months of trolling Whatnot. I was really nervous about starting Whatnot. It was just kind of like there's a lot of anxiety. I don't know why I was feeling it. I've been selling on eBay for 26 years, but live selling is definitely not static selling. And so there was just a lot of things that I felt like I didn't know. But finally in September, I kind of bit the bullet, jumped in and did okay. September, October, November, I had a couple shows, and then Thanksgiving came and we had sickness in our house and we had some other things happen that kind of dampened the mood for the holidays. And so I kicked it back in gear in January. So I'm a relatively new seller. My followers have gone from about 320 in January, 325, up to over 1,600 now, and I attribute that for two reasons. I've been consistent in doing my shows, and I do giveaways, and you do a giveaway, no purchase necessary. Shipping is free. All you have to do is follow me and get in there. That will garner followers, but you still have to have good, decent stuff to sell. So I'm not going to get into that part of it because I'm going to do another larger Whatnot video about how much money I've made, the work it takes, the things that I'm learning as a new seller, and maybe the feelings that I've gone through too, the ups and downs of what it means to selling on Whatnot. So how did I do today in this particular show? This was a death pile show. It was a death pile. What do I call it? An eclectic collection of randomness. And so today I sold baseball and football cards. I sold comic books. I sold, I think, a Lego. Sold bags of jewelry. I sold car models, die-cast cars, so stuff like that. And I'm going to throw all those pictures up and let you see them of the actual items of what I sold. And my show is generally an hour and a half. So today's actually was an hour and 37 minutes. I started at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I went to just slightly after 1 o'clock. And my total sales was okay. It was $202. Nothing to, no fireworks there, but it was a solid $202. Because of everything that I have, I've already recouped all of my expenses of buying the items. It's really hard to put a cost of goods on kind of what was my cost to these items. So I'm gonna throw about 25 bucks in there that I had about $25 invested in the stuff that I sold. So if you take that out of let's say 27, make it a little easier. That knocks it down to 175. Whatnot's probably going to take about 45 or 50 bucks out. So let's go down to 125. It took me about a half an hour to set the show up, and it'll take me about a half an hour to ship, I would guess, more or less. So an hour and a half, so 2.5 hours at $1.25, I think I'm at. So about $50, $55, $54 an hour. That's not a bad hourly rate. You scale that out on a weekly basis. That's about $2,000 a week you're going to be having in your account. So I'm only doing 3 shows a week, about an hour and a half at a time, because I'm still doing eBay. I'm also doing antique shows. So I'm not like all in on Whatnot. I'm using it, kind of customizing it to what I'm doing. And will I see a day where I do a lot more Whatnot? I enjoy Whatnot. I really do. It's a blast. It's immediate gratification for sellers. You don't have to wait for something to sell for 2, 3, 4 weeks, or 2, 3, 4 months, or 2, 4, 3 years like you do on eBay. And unless you have a high sell-through rate. but it's immediate gratification. I like that. I like the interaction with the people. So it wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a great show. I'll tell you more about my best show in an upcoming video. I'm going to go over like a wider scope from January 1 to the time I do it. So maybe, maybe in the next month, I'll put that video out and I'll tell you about my best show because it was wild. And boy, if I could replicate that show twice a week, I would be living. That's how that show went. It was really fun. If you're thinking about doing Whatnot, and if you're an older seller like me, especially, it is really worth looking into. It's very different than eBay, and come along with me on the journey as I learn how to do it and hopefully become, gain more followers and become more of an established presence on Whatnot. Whatever that means, I need it to be working for me, and that's my goal. So with all that said, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, if you are interested in Whatnot or reselling on eBay or doing antique shows, hey, hit that like and subscribe button. I would appreciate that, and if you could share my page, I would even appreciate that even more. So with that said, hey guys, my name is Eric Lewis. I am the Thrift Guy. Till we see you again, be safe and make today great.